All right, welcome to The Explainer. Today we're going to dig into a single number that basically measures the market's mood, that constant battle between fear and greed. We'll break down exactly how traders use this simple ratio to turn all that collective emotion into a potential trading edge.
Okay, so let's start with the one question that every single options trader has to ask themselves. Is the market being paranoid right now, making options super expensive, or is it being complacent, making them cheap? The answer to that is really the key to the whole game of volatility trading.
At the end of the day, options trading is just this constant tug of war between reality and expectation. On one side, you have the cold, hard data of what has actually happened. And on the other, you have this big, emotional, collective guess about what might happen next.
So, to really get a handle on this tension, we've got to break down the two kinds of volatility that traders are always obsessing over. Think of it like looking in two different directions at the exact same time. Okay, first up, you've got historical volatility, or HV for short. The best way to think about this? It's your car's rearview mirror. It is a factual measurement of how much a stock's price has bounced around, telling you exactly how bumpy the road has been.
And then on the other hand, you have implied volatility, or IV. This is totally different. This is like staring down a foggy road ahead. It's not calculated from what happened in the past. It's pulled directly from the price of options right now, and it represents the market's best guess of how bumpy the road is going to be.
So here's the absolute key takeaway, right? HV is the historical reality, calculated from what's already happened. IV is the future expectation, based on what people are willing to pay for options this very second. And that gap, that difference between reality and expectation, that's where traders find their opportunities.
Okay, so how in the world do traders actually measure this gap between what's happened and what everyone thinks is going to happen? Well, they use this really simple but kind of brilliant tool that boils all that market emotion down into one single number.
And that tool is the IV/HV ratio. It's so simple, it's beautiful. You just take the implied volatility and divide it by the historical volatility. It's a direct comparison of the market's future hopes and fears against its recent factual past.
And this is where the magic happens. This is how traders turn that number into a real-world interpretation. If that ratio is way up there, say above 1.2, it's a sign of fear. People are paying a big premium for protection, and that means options are getting expensive. If it's below 1.0, it suggests complacency, and options might just be a bargain. To put it even more simply, you can just picture it like this. Is the ratio low? While the market might be getting a little too comfortable, maybe underestimating the risk. That means options could be a bargain. Is it high? Then fear is in the driver's seat, making those same options pretty pricey.
Okay, that's all great in theory, but how do traders actually use this to make a trade? It all boils down to this really powerful concept from statistics.
Yeah, the entire strategy, the whole playbook, it's built on this one simple idea: mean reversion. It's just this observation that things don't stay crazy forever. Extreme highs and extreme lows in volatility, they tend to drift back to the average over time.
And that one idea leads to a really straightforward two-sided game plan. You find an extreme, either high or low, and you make a bet that things will get back to normal. It's really just a classic buy low, sell high kind of logic. You sell options when they're overpriced with fear, and you buy them when they're cheap with complacency.
So let's walk through it. Imagine the IV/HV ratio is high. Maybe it's over 1.2 or even higher. What does that tell us? It tells us fear is high. The market is pricing in a bumpy road ahead, so options are expensive. The play here? Sell that fear. You sell that premium when it's expensive and bet that eventually things will calm down.
And of course, it works the other way too. What if the ratio is low, say below 1.0? Well, now the market looks complacent, maybe even a little sleepy. It's underestimating what might happen. So this is your chance to buy options when they're cheap, betting that sooner or later things are going to get interesting again.
But, and this is a big but, this isn't some kind of magic formula, right? It's a powerful tool, for sure, but there are some really critical times when this logic can completely fall apart, and you absolutely have to know what those risks are. Okay, the number one risk, especially for anyone buying options, is something called IV crush. Think about a big company's earnings report. In the days leading up to it, nobody knows what's going to happen, so uncertainty is sky high, and IV goes through the roof. But the second that report comes out, poof, the uncertainty is gone. IV collapses, and it can absolutely demolish the value of your options, even if you were right about which way the stock was going to move.
And you got to remember, Sometimes the market is scared for a very good reason. If there's a huge shift happening, the average itself might be moving higher. If you're betting on things to go back to the old calm normal when a new volatile normal is just beginning, well, that can be a really painful trade.
But hey, even with those risks, when you use this ratio not as a crystal ball, but more like a smart filter, the results could be pretty impressive. Let's just look at a backtest from 2020 to 2024 to see exactly how this can help manage your risk.
So, during that really choppy period, if you had just used a simple buy and hold strategy for the S&P 500, you would have had to stomach a drop of almost 34% at its worst point. Ouch. Now compare that to a strategy that only entered trades when the volatility ratio gave the green light. The maximum drawdown there, just a little over 5%. Now that really shows you the power of using this as a filter. It helps you sidestep some of the worst of it.
Okay, so we've looked at the theory, we've walked through the strategy, and we've talked about the risks. So what's the big takeaway here? How do you put all this together?
At the end of the day, the IV/HB ratio is not going to predict the future. It's not a guarantee. What it is a tool for building a disciplined framework. It's about looking at the context, knowing the risks you're taking, and playing the probabilities. It's about giving yourself a quantifiable edge.
And that brings us right back to where we started. By really understanding this ratio, you can stop just reacting to the market's mood swings and start actually interpreting them. You can begin to decide for yourself, is all that fear a real warning sign, or is it just an opportunity in disguise?